get tough now. Get tough now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this is officially episode 7 of the GTS Podcast. And somebody got some background noise. So yeah, last week we did an episode, but I wasn't particularly proud of it. I left it up there for a week as a reminder of what not to do, what never to do again. And so I took it down. So that shit is gone forever. This is officially episode 7, and we're on to better things. As soon as I figure out where this noise coming from. Okay. So yeah. I'm joined tonight by my regular panel members. We're missing one. Primal can't be here tonight. He's got some family issues he's dealing with. So, shout out to Primal. He'll be back next week. I'm joined by my regular panel members tonight. Jay Weave, Kevin. We got Prince making his appearance again, and Eagle Man is back with us tonight. So yeah, man, we just gonna get into it, man. So last Friday, I'm watching the preseason game, and Chiefs was playing the Cardinals. I'm scrolling on Twitter, and I seen some random fan on there. I didn't even get his credentials or whatnot. It was just asinine to me. He's like, the league has caught up to Mahomes. I could see that the Chiefs were making a concerted effort to get Mecole Hardman, going and whatnot. They were targeting him a bunch because the rest of the starters didn't play. But I always find that take crazy, man, when guys say, the league has caught up to a guy, or this defense showed the blueprint how to beat another team or whatnot. I don't never subscribe to that really, because I believe it's all up to the players, man. I don't think the league has caught up to Mahomes. I think he's the best quarterback in the league. Do they take a step back this year offensively? It's possible because they lost some personnel and whatnot. But, they try to recreate that offensive line, man. So, man, whoever want to take it, I'm not even, just jump in, guys. What do you think about this whole league has caught up to Mahomes situation, man? Or whenever someone says that about a quarterback or whatnot, you think there's any truth to that?
No, players can have down years, bro, and that's just how that goes. I can remember Tom having a down year, Peyton having down years, Ben down years. You got the greats, man. That sometimes it's just not their year for whatever reasons, and it's kind of hard to put that on the player when he set the bar so high.
Right.
So it's always hard to accomplish something coming off a major year as he did 2 years ago, trying to duplicate that again. So I'm not one that's gonna agree with that take. Everybody want to have hot takes, but you just got to keep it real and be true to what you see. And they had injuries last year when they really couldn't afford injuries. The biggest game, Super Bowl, they had the linemen down, and they really haven't been able to develop the wide receivers to what they need. But they got two unique guys in Kelsey and Hill. So as long as they have them guys, man, and they can stay healthy, then they're going to do some things. So, it's just, man, I don't get too high, too low with the grades, man. He'll be good this year, be great, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm not that guy.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. Go ahead, Eagle Man.
Oh
No, it
nah,
wasn't
just
nigga,
on
man.
this to-
Oh, that was Ben's. Oh,
on this
yeah, Prince.
topic. Go ahead, Prince. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, that's clickbait by some erratic writing cat. Don't know a damn thing about football. They run around talking about the league caught up with Mahomes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. When you got a makeshift offensive line 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, yeah. When guys are tearing Achilles tendons and tearing knees up in the AFC Championship game, damn right you'll catch up for that moment. But you really talking about catching up with this guy? Ain't nobody caught up with him, man. It is what it is with him. He's gonna put up the numbers. Even in that game, he was still putting the ball on the money. Them guys were dropping balls left and right when that offensive line was nowhere to be found on Super Bowl Sunday night.
right. Eagle man, you had something to say, bro?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I was right along the lines with Prince. Yeah, it's clickbait, man. You know the defensive coordinator's gonna do their job. They're gonna put stuff like this out there. You know, they try to figure them out. Try a little bit of gamesmanship in it too. So but Mahomes gonna be Mahomes. I'm not getting on that bandwagon. They have that guy. You try to figure him out, he do something else. You know, and we seen this in the league prior to with Aaron Rodgers. He got similar play style to him. He makes something out of nothing. So every now and then you have those guys that come in the league that you just can't figure out. They just win, and I'm gonna leave it as that.
Yeah. What up, pharmacist? What you doing, man?
What's up? What's up? I don't really
Now
have much
these
to
people
add on
talking about they
to
caught up to Mahomes, bro. Like,
that's nonsense, bro. I mean, I don't know the context. You know,
I'm gonna give you context because, all right, look, in the preseason game, he was struggling a bit because I'm not sure how many catches McCall Hardman had, but it didn't look great, right? They didn't. I don't think they scored a touchdown. They were going for it on fourth down. They just could never connect. So they were going out their way though to throw the ball to McCall Hardman. So I'm saying in a regular game, it wouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? He's just out here trying to connect with his guy to get his guy going. Kelsey played, but he only targeted Kelsey the one time. Tyreek Hill didn't play. So I just every call that Andy Reid made, he was calling it for McCall Hardman. So I mean, I guess it just didn't look right, but that's what you want this to happen, right? Preseason, correct? Pharmacy?
yeah. I mean, well, let's be real. Let's be real. We can I'm on the topic, but I don't know how this really shouldn't even be a topic. Real
Yeah,
talk.
it's just a little
This
something
shouldn't
to
even be a
start
topic.
out with. Yeah.
But
You know what I'm saying?
just for those that might be interested. So to touch on what Jay Prince and what Eagle Man said. I mean, just expounding on it. Look, man, you watch this guy play. I've never seen a quarterback make throws in unorthodox positions and awkward positions as frequently as he does, and then he's successful with it. It's actually amazing. Real
Right.
talk. I mean, the difficulty of some of the throws I've watched this guy make is mind boggling. I mean, he's different. He's built different. He's a special talent. There's no doubt about it. Now, if you want to talk about how do you stop Patrick Mahomes, well, you got a very good first eye view during the Super Bowl.
Right.
You pressure him.
That's
If,
how you
if
stop
you can
any
pressure him,
quarterback.
yeah, then you can make even the greatest of quarterbacks hurt and suffer and struggle. I mean, there's nothing that I've seen in regards to his, the league figuring him out. No, no. I mean, now if you want to talk about the Chiefs this season and how they're built right now,
Yeah.
I think it was Jay Weave I heard earlier today had brought up that that roster is top heavy,
Correct.
so they really can't afford to lose a Tyreek Hill or a Travis Kelsey. To your point, Lincoln, about when you were adding the context, off of them, quite honestly, a preseason game don't really mean a whole lot. I mean, come on, man. Andy Reid is trying to get McCole Hardman ready.
Correct.
Patrick Mahomes, Eric Bieniemy, they're trying to get this guy ready. He must be a key contributor
Right.
this season for them. The dude's speed is on point. One of the things I love about Patrick Mahomes' game is he hits these receivers. Whether you're running a 9, 7, man. I mean, he's that ball is firing out of his hand, man, and he's hitting these dudes in stride. And even I've seen dudes, Kelsey and Tyreek and even McCole Hardman, Sammy Watkins when he was there. He hit these guys in strides, and the coverage is there. It's there. Some of these throws, man, are phenomenal. Patrick Mahomes is a beast. That's it. Plain and simple. That's just a ridiculous take. Whoever this fool was, that's just ridiculous.
That's exactly how I felt about it, man. I think it's asinine when guys, the league is caught up to this guy. Now, I want to stay on the Chiefs because they did have some turnover on skill position. I mean, they brought, what was this guy's name? DeMarcus Robinson. They brought him back. So McCole Hardman, you expect him to play a lot, correct? Is he going to be wide receiver 2 for him? Is that his spot right now?
That's my understanding.
Yeah. So they drafted this guy to play.
If you're not counting, Travis Kelce, obviously. You're talking about strictly the receivers.
Yeah, it's just a strictly receiver.
McCole is he's going to be a key contributor, man. That's why he's there.
Yeah.
They went after a guy that I really think if he wanted to get paid in the upcoming years, that probably would have been his best landing spot. And I'm talking about Juju.
Right.
I think he would have been a perfect fit with how they use Sammy. He just wouldn't have been he would have been short to intermediate, but he wouldn't have been the deep ball guy.
Yeah.
Which Sammy could get busy on all 3 levels. So I think it would have worked out for him how they would have used him, because I when I heard about it, I thought long and heavy about it, and I think that would have been a banger, man. But he's loyal to Pittsburgh, man. Baltimore reached out to him as well, and he chose the Steelers. So loyalty lies with the Steelers, but I seen that being a good fit. But to expound on what Kevin's saying, they need Michel to step up. And I think this is what you see. I mean, when people going through adversity, like they could be going into the season because they're trying to get them guys going. I don't think he'll be force feeding Michel the ball during the season, but it was a good game plan during the preseason to try to get him going and, figure out what he can and can't do.
Right.
And where his game has progressed from previous season to now.
Yeah.
To see if he's gotten better on the things that they gave him. I mean, that they hit on during his exit meeting, because these guys have an exit meeting after the season.
Right.
And they go through sit down with the player and go through what they need to work on, and your nutrition, all that kind of stuff. So it'll I'm gonna have my eyes on McCole Hardman and shit. Great players, man. They, when you think they're down, he's one of them guys can make people better. So
yeah,
it's really up to McCole to step his game up, which I don't think he'll never be a volume guy. He's a deep yards per catch kind of guy. So look for him to get busy deep. He's not gonna never have 70 receptions, 80 receptions. I think he can get to 50. I think that's a good number, 55, maybe 60, somewhere in now. That'd be a good place for him, man. And if he can get to that, and that's their second receiver, it's pretty good, because you're gonna have Kelsey and Tyreek. They're gonna be the volume guys, but don't be surprised if you see them guys targeting somebody that's getting cut from these rosters. So be on the lookout.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, because I expected him to make that step last season. Typically rookies, they make that significant step the second year. He didn't do anything fantasy wise that impressed me last year, man. So I expected big things from him. So obviously they didn't retain Sammy. He's over there in Baltimore now. So yeah. I think if he catches 60 passes, I'd be shocked. So but he's gonna get every opportunity to, because they ain't really got nobody else. Like you said, Demarcus Robinson, he's never been that. He's always been like a 4, right? And he might be their wide receiver 3. So do you think the Chiefs offense continues to progress, push the envelope, and be one of the best offenses in the league? I mean, breaking records, or you think they come back down to earth a little bit, or is it going to be a little bit of a adversity for him, Prince? Prince? Oh,
He's on mute.
you want to take that one, Eagle Man?
Yeah, I ain't got no problem. Yeah, man, nothing don't change. As long as Kansas City got the that group of players over there, the Tyreek Hills, the tight end, the Kelseys, the Mahomes, that Andy Reid is a genius mind. He go keep that ball rolling. I mean, he kept it rolling in Philly for so many years. So he keep his core players. He keep it like a revolving door. As long as those core players there, man, Kansas City ain't going nowhere. They're here for a long time.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So what do you think, Kev? You think they take a step back at all, man? Or are they gonna just keep going like the freight train?
I mean, great quarterbacks elevate the play of the guys around them. So, I mean, it's hard to say. Will they take a step back? Possibly, because again, you're depending on younger guys, to step up. However, I will say this, and I agree with Jay. Mecole Hardman is not a guy that I would ever expect to have 80 catches during the season. I'm not saying it's not possible. Maybe he could develop to that over time. But I mean, the bottom line is, man, the man has great speed. This offense runs through Kelce and Tyreek Hill. That's it, right? So, they do, you brought up DeMarcus Robinson. We know what he is. There is another guy on this roster, though, that really hasn't had a lot of snap opportunities, but when he's been in the games, he's been productive, and that's the receiver that they drafted out of Kansas State several years ago, Byron Pringle.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if hypothetically, if Mecole Hardman is struggling, and just for some odd reason, they're not connecting the way they would like to see that, man. Don't be surprised to see Byron Pringle in there. The dude has good speed. He's steady hands. He's predominantly been special teams, but he, last year he was getting into the mix a little bit. But obviously there's a pecking order, in the NFL. So just don't be surprised, man, when you have a great quarterback. The Tom Brady's of the world, they elevate the play of the guys around them. So it wouldn't shock me at all, man, if this dude did throw 50 touchdowns. But me personally, I don't know that he needs to do that. I don't know that this offense is necessarily built as it is constructed today, where he needs to do that. I think, I honestly believe that Andy Reid really would like to get a hell of a lot more out of the running game in 2021 than we got last year. So, and if they get that, oh my God, it's just going to make Mahomes' job so much easier, bro. So much easier.
But I heard that the situation with this kid, Mecole Hardman, could be mental. Like, he's not picking up the playbook. He's not like the aptitude isn't there. Like, is I don't know how you can tell if that's true or not, but if it is, that's unfortunate, because I think he'll never become like what he was drafted to be over there in Kansas City.
Well, but again, but real quick, Link, I don't know. Again, to me, it was pretty clear when they did draft him.
Yeah,
who he was and what he was. He's very young, so just keep that in mind too, Link.
Yeah. They all develop differently, man.
Yeah, he's very young.
I'm not out on him. So
and I don't know when they drafted him that the plan was one day we see you being, our wide receiver one. Maybe they did, but I don't think so, bro. I mean, he's a speed demon.
Yeah.
He's going to stretch that field, man. And again, this is football, man. I need the safeties to pick a struggle. I need a safety to pick a struggle. So, I mean, this speed is legit, bro. And I'm telling you, and we've all seen it. When he's connected with McCall, his speed is special. He breaks away and he's taking it to the house, man. So I think with more experience, more reps, he'll get better. I don't have any reason to think that he won't.
Word.
But when you keep in mind too, as well, after watching the Super Bowl last season against the Bucks, they number one thing, and it was evident to everybody watching, was they had to fix the line. So constructing a roster going into this season, offensive lineman was number one on the list. I mean, I don't think it was no discussion about that. I mean, you gotta protect the prize back there.
Yeah.
They issuing out a lot of dough. Got long-term contract with this guy, so you got to keep him upright. And when you allocating funds the way they did, to the offensive line and the draft capital as well. Other places take hits. So I think they dabbled with the Juju deal. I don't know if I never heard of anything else they was really hitting on. It hadn't came out. But, I mean, it wasn't like if it was a heavy emphasis on that, I think they would have did some business with somebody. But I think they was, they putting a little confidence behind Nicole. This is a make or break year for him.
Correct.
If you don't come through, I can see them guys. They gonna retool that position next year, going into the draft. Yeah,
I think that's why you see Andy Reid trying to get this guy going, man. That was a lot of targets for a preseason game, man. I mean, like every single pass was going this guy's way. So they retooled that line. The line was getting pushed around a little bit too. So, it's
the cohesiveness with that. You got to build his chemistry. So them guys got to get all in one in unison and figure out, how they gonna work that thing. So I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be fine, man. The more reps they get, as far as live reps, team, not just against they defense, but other teams and people trying to do different shit with them. Yeah. I think they'll be better off. I'm looking at the left tackle because he was complaining over there at Baltimore, and I know he wanted to be a left tackle, but I got my eyes on him. In practice, he was showing that he was vulnerable to the speed rush, so that's something to look out for as well. So,
right, Oh, good luck to the Chiefs, man. Mahomes is my favorite quarterback to watch play now, so I'll be rooting for him. So, but look, man. So, hey, so I'm watching more preseason football. I see our boy Big Ben out there. He played. So, excuse me. I'm watching this guy. He throws one touchdown. He comes back, throws another touchdown. I'm like, all right, 2 touchdowns to Frymouth or whatever his name is in the preseason. But that's not what I want to see. I want to see what Ben is going to do when some defensive lineman puts his helmet in his chest early in the season. I mean, I'm trying to tell you now, I am out on Pittsburgh, guys. I am done. No, I'm dead serious. I am done with Pittsburgh. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I really think Big Ben should have. My last image of Big Ben, I can't believe it. Every time I think about Big Ben, I think, did you guys see him after that playoff game sitting at the bench when everybody was going in and he was crying?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I remember.
Yo, the man had tears coming. And then he was talking to one of his teammates saying he wanted to do it for him or whatnot. And then
That was
another thing,
Pouncey.
yeah, it was Pouncey, right? So I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to make the playoffs, man. I think I talked to Big Adrian today. He's everything. They're godly. They can't do anything wrong. But I think they're way behind the Cleveland Browns, man. They got a good defense. They got great players at every position. Let me not sleep, but it's because they got a pass rusher. They got linebackers. I don't know about their secondary. They got one guy. So on offense, I'm thinking this guy is going to be throwing the ball inside the numbers. There's not going to be a lot of deep shots to the outside. They're going to try to do their thing. They're going to try to run play action, but I'm seeing a lot of dinking and dunking in the Pittsburgh Steelers' future. Najee Harris might catch a lot of balls, and he even looked slow to me on that one play where he broke tackles and whatnot and ran it down the sideline, man. So, I mean, what do you guys think about the Steelers, man? I don't think I'm not seeing good things. We might do our picks and stuff, the day before the season, the first game or whatnot. But what are your outlook on the Steelers, man? Whoever want to take it.
Well, I'm going to
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go. So, all right. So we're gonna switch roles real quick, Link.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something.
Certainly.
So, just so I'm understanding, you believe Big Ben is the reason that they won't make the playoffs, correct?
I'm thinking he's one of the reasons. Yeah, because all right, look, let's keep it real. The man is a vet. He's seen pretty much everything you can see, but I don't know about Big Ben physically, man. I don't know that he's going to be able to hold up for 17 games, making the type of throws that he's going to need to make consistently over the course of the season. I think he's going to wear down. I saw it last year. Most of his passes is going to be in the middle of this, in between the numbers. That's what I'm projecting. He's going to take his shots to the outside, but it's mostly going to be in between the numbers passing game to the tight ends and slot receivers and the running backs. So I think he's going to limit what they can do. And also their offensive line. Let me be frank, I think that offensive line is trash. I think that they have a bunch of guys cast off that couldn't even be backups for the Colts they have over there starting on their offensive line. So I've been quite open about that. I don't like this team at all. Yeah. So.
All right. As a Bengals fan,
yeah,
I'm really gonna try my best.
Yeah.
To be fair, okay, and to be real.
Yeah.
All right. So to be honest with you, I completely disagree with your take on the Steelers, and I'm gonna tell you why. I do agree with you to a certain extent. It's not even about agreeing. You made the statement that Big Ben, because we've seen it happen with older quarterbacks, they've been in the league a long time. As the season progresses, they you see it quite a bit where the level of play falls off.
Yeah.
For everything I've seen from Ben, he looks like he's in pretty good shape. Sounds like his mind is right. I've watched him during the preseason. I didn't see anything that leaped off the screen that alarms me about his arm strength. Now, I know last year, he was heavily criticized, for the yards per attempt, those type of things. But there were a lot of different reasons for that. One, they had no run game last year. They had a ton of injuries on the offensive line, in particular. So all that being said, I haven't seen anything in the preseason to make me believe or even think that they won't be a legitimate contender in the AFC. Deontay Johnson is a problem. Chase Claypool is a problem. Juju, regardless of his antics and, whether we think he's a goofball or not, he's a damn good slot receiver. He's solid. He's very solid. Now, I think as far as the passing game goes, to me, what's going to take that offense to the next level is two things. One, it's Chase Claypool. And as a rookie, man, this guy had, I think, 9 touchdowns. I mean, that's phenomenal, bro. But he's still young. But the upside is clearly there, and I'm expecting this guy to continue to get better. So he's going to be a problem, bro. He is a matchup problem. He can stretch the field, and he obviously is a matchup problem in the red zone. You touched on Fryermuth, the young tight end that they drafted from Penn State, along with Eric Ebron. I think that's going to be a very, very interesting dynamic in how they use those two tight ends. Me personally, I mean, the Fryermuth kid, if I were a Steeler fan, I would be very, very pumped about that young man.
Expound on him for a bit, if you will, if you know anything about him.
The last thing I wanted to bring up is strictly on two more things, real quick, and so everybody can get in. As far as Najee Harris, not Najee. Najee is that dude. He's that dude. I believe that he is the best thing that happened to them. That draft fell for them perfectly, man. He was in my opinion, a perfect running back for them. I don't see anything remotely that makes me think this guy is not going to deliver the goods. I'm not predicting, I'm not crowning him, but that dude is good. He is good. He's physical. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. I have no problems with that young man. And then lastly, to your point, Lincoln, about the offensive line, if I were to say, if there was any question that I have in regards to that Steeler offense, it's the offensive line.
Okay.
So, I mean, again, the Steelers have a pedigree of developing players and, to be honest, kind of putting them on a fast learning curve where they produce. So that is the one area that I want to see how they develop, how they respond in the heat of battle. But the strength ultimately of Steeler Nation is that defense. Yes, there's some issues in the secondary, but when you can bring pressure consistently, and it causes problems. So I don't expect them to do anything other than what they've done, to be anything other than what they've been. They're going to be in the mix. Now, if something were to happen to Big Ben, that would be a problem. If one of these offensive linemen that they brought in were to struggle, yeah, that's going to be a problem. But I'm going off of the pedigree, the history. I just don't see them struggling as you do.
Yeah, they're going to struggle because of the offensive line, bro. I think that's the weakest part of the team. But what up, Eagle Man? What you got to say? You on mute? We can't hear you, bro. I think you're muted.
You really want me to chime in on this? I will. My bad. But
yes, sir.
Yeah,
absolutely. Be honest, man. Yeah.
Hey, dealing with who we dealing with, they got some of the most overrated fans. They this and that, but keeping it football and keeping. I don't see how in the hell you can win games consistently with a trash offensive line full of people that's outcast from other teams. I mean that line is atrocious, man. Big Ben, he gets popped one time. You said it first, Lincoln, when you started out. You want to see him get hit. You will see him get hit plenty. Multiple times you'll see him get hit. Because I mean, you don't have a line, man. And we all know to consistently win in the league, it starts within the trenches.
Correct.
You know, you gotta have lines on both sides. And I think the Steelers lack in that area. I'm not impressed with Juju. Haven't been his whole career. And I'm not impressed with Claypool. He gets hurt way too often. He's talented, but he get hurt. He got nicked up in the playoffs and wasn't sure if he was going to play or not. I mean, Najee, I see the highlights why people think he's this, that, and the third, but man, he's not moving nothing through that line, man. And I'm not high on Alabama running backs anyway.
Okay.
So, I mean, you only as good as your offensive line, and I'm gonna just end it like that. And if I don't see any improvement on that, That's just where I'm at with it. Steven Nelson told you he wanted to win, so he came to the Eagles. Throw that in
Okay.
there.
Yeah. You got it, Jay.
Well, man, if you go by what Vegas has, is a very low number for team wins. MGM and across the board is 8.5.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
That's a low total, man. That's a low total. And if you go on pedigree with Pittsburgh did turn the offensive line around when the year they drafted DeCastro, and they had Pouncey and them guys. But in the last
And they struck
15
they caught lightning in a bottle with Beecham, right?
right,
Yeah.
that was around that time, yeah.
Yeah.
But last 16 months, man, they've lost every offensive line, so either to retire or waived or whatever. So if you go on pedigree, man, Pittsburgh does have history behind it. They will rally the troops, and you can't never count them out. But it comes a time, man, to where the shit can hit the fan, and it was something that I heard early in the off season that was key to me. I heard Peter King. I heard a video, and Peter King spoke on Big Ben wanting to be a Steeler, wanting to take a pay cut. Kevin Colbert didn't have to go to him, and I thought that was very telling to me.
Right.
That Ben went to Kevin Colbert and told him he wanted to take a pay cut. He knew the situation. He wanted to play. He was determined to play.
Yeah.
And man, you don't really hear that from players.
Yeah.
During these days and times, man, with everything was, with the money they being paid and shit like that at the position, they don't usually do that, man. And I thought that was very telling for Ben to, buy in, and he want to be a Steeler and know how much it mean to him to be a Steeler. And me knowing a few Steelers, man, and that I consider friends, man, and knowing the culture, and I'm talking about ex-players like Casey Hampton and Brian Allen, just being around them guys and, man, hearing the stories and stuff like that. I know what it means to be a Steeler and the culture that they bring. So you can't never count them out. But, man, I can see this train unraveling if they get off to a slow start. I don't think they're going to lay down.
Nah.
I think they're going to fight. But that's a very low total, man, with the new pieces they have to get those guys to, come together. That's going to be blacking for Ben and Najee and the guys, man. They got a new coordinator, offensive coordinator. We'll see how that works with Ben. Everything, sounds on the up and up like it's good and everybody's happy, So I think Ben is bought in for this season, and I think he's going to lay it all out on the line. And one thing they do have is a defense, and, they have Tomlin being a long tenure coach over there. So they have stability. They have the things you need to have in place when you're trying to not rebuild, but when you're trying to input the pieces, man, to keep thank you to keep it going. So, man, it's gonna be interesting, bro. We got a couple of friends. Big A, I know he loves the Steelers. My dad is a diehard Steeler fan, so I hear a lot from him, as well. So, and one thing about them, man, they don't think that they can lose. They always think,
they're
very
proud.
They're gonna come through. Yeah. So, man, it's just it can be a bad year, man. But that's a low total, man. Just to give you a little info on that. you have the Bucks at 12.5.
Right.
I mean Kansas City at 12.5. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Kansas City at 12.5, and you got the Tampa Bay Bucks at 12 wins total
with an
wins for
old
the
quarterback.
season.
You see what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Baltimore is at 11. Buffalo is at 11. The Rams at 10.5.
right.
So man, when Vegas put these numbers out, they ain't been in business for lose, bets like that. So
Yeah, we got to
it's
keep in mind, man. It ain't the first couple of weeks because Pittsburgh could start off hot. First 3 weeks, they go on a little roll and whatnot. But what happens after that? What is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers' identity this season? Are they going to be a really pounded, because with an offensive line like that, first thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to really run the ball because this ain't no pass blocking line here, So
right.
you got to try not to fall behind in games. And then, because your offense is going to degenerate to dinking and dunking, running end around screens and bubble screens to receivers and stuff like that. You're not going to be able to take the shots you want and control the game with play action and stuff like that. So it's to be watched, man. I really think this offensive line is a concern. I can't believe guys are talking like this is the best line in the league, but we'll wait and see, man. This is not.
And the thing is that their defense gonna keep them in games as well. Those guys have been sack monsters for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
They always find their way in the top 4, sometimes top 2. I think they led, if I'm not mistaken, they've led the league in sacks. I know like the last 3 or 4 out of 5 or 6 years. So they've been up there.
Yeah, they got that Steeler pride. That's what they know for is the defense. So,
but another thing too is how's the secondary gonna hold up? Because I like their front seven. I like Minka. I like Minka back there.
Yeah,
I think Joe Hayden is a little long in the tooth, and he showed last year that he had problems with some of these younger receivers. So. Man, it's gonna be some stuff to look at, man, and see how fast of a start they get out to. And I think they started out 11-0 last year, and we all know how that went. So I don't think they'll get too high. They got Tomlin over there that's gonna rally the troops and keep everybody steady Eddie. But the guys got to go on there and goddamn do the playmaking. He gonna put them in position. They got to go out there and make plays and show they can do it on the field. So we'll see, man.
Yeah. Diggs are gonna run. I can't wait to see who they put on Diggs week 1, man. They play Buffalo. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm telling you. This is gonna be so interesting to see
shit.
because I'm expecting them to get waxed by Buffalo, man. I believe that game is in Buffalo too. So yeah, it's gonna be ugly. Too bad my guy Najee. I mean, my fantasy hopes are riding on this guy, but I don't think it's going to be a good rookie year for this young man. It's going to be ugly. Yeah. It's not, but
if they do, I mean, where are they going? Y'all think they have the guy that can step up in Ben's spot? Do you think Haskins or Rudolph? Any one of those guys, the guy going forward?
No.
And when you were talking, I was thinking that, when you mentioned that Ben went to the organization, I was like, they didn't have a plan. So they were talking about it the whole offseason, like what are the Pittsburgh Steelers plans? Because they didn't have a plan outside of Ben. So if Ben had retired, they would have been in a bad spot right now because Haskins still, I don't think he's ready. So they had to, it was, they met in halfway because Ben knew he had to take a pay cut to stay. And of course, Pittsburgh could have easily moved on and, had whatever terrible season they were going to have without him. But he wanted to play. So they took the pay cut. To answer your question, though, I don't think they have a plan behind Ben. Ben has to stay healthy, man.
Right.
Rudolph ain't it. Rudolph can't get the ball to these guys, and Haskins damn sure ain't ready to play. So if some defensive end or linebacker buries his helmet in Big Ben's sternum and knocks him out for a few weeks, bye-bye playoffs. They better protect that man. This dude, he ain't the same Big Ben. He can't take them hits no more.
Right.
So yeah, and he's taken up quite a few shots in his career, man. He shaved years off his career with that motorcycle accident too. So they're gonna have to protect this man. and I don't see them making the playoffs. The Browns and the Ravens are the class of that division right now. And the Bengals are coming. We'll talk about them some other time. Kev is here, so we're gonna have Bengal talk. But yeah. But Kev, since I mentioned you, you wanted to talk about QB battles, man. So I'll give it to you, bro. You can
Yeah, so well, we got some answers today, obviously.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the obvious. let's just hit it and run with it.
Yeah.
I want you guys' takes on the Denver Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater was announced officially as a starting quarterback for the Broncos. He wins the job, at least for now, over Drew Lock. Now, before I'll let y'all have it. This is something that two things I want to bring up. One, so last year or during the offseason, obviously, John Elway was given a promotion, which really wasn't. And moved up the food chain in the front office, and they bring in a new GM, and this new GM has a history. When he was with the Vikings in the Vikings organization, he very familiar with Teddy Bridgewater. So when Teddy B was made available during the offseason, from the Panthers, he snatched him up.
Didn't know that.
Yes, sir. So that's one thing I want to throw out. Number two, and I've harp on this all the time about head coaches. Vic Fangio wants to keep his job. I think he wants to still coach the Denver Broncos, and so you have to make a decision here. So you got a GM that brought in Teddy B, and you have a head coach that wants to keep his job. And ultimately, the player still has to show enough, ideally, to win the job. Now, I will say this. I watched Teddy play against the Seahawks this past weekend, and that, it's preseason. So we know what we're dealing with. We know what it is, right? But what I did see from Teddy was a little bit different than what I'd seen. And he looked like he's moving around pretty well in that pocket. He really wasn't pressured heavily, when he was out there in this preseason game, but he made a couple of really nice throws. And the couple times that I did see him get a little bit of pressure, instead of bailing out, trying to throw the ball away, he hung in there, man. And mechanics look solid, and he made a couple of nice throws, man, to keep the chains moving. And I honestly believe this is what it probably more than likely hurt Drew Lock. One, John Elway was your guy. John Elway brought you in, and now he ain't calling the shots there no more. So that's one issue. And then just as far as the quarterback play, the consistency. They want the consistency. So with Teddy, we know what he is. Now I will never just poo-poo any player, man, and say they absolutely cannot get any better. I don't know that, but I've seen enough of Teddy to have a pretty damn good idea who he is and the type of quarterback he is. So when it's all said and done, man, they went the safe route. So it's like if you go gambling, I go gambling, I take whomever. We roll to the casino. We got the guys or females in some cases that they going straight to the poker table. They gonna play some blackjack. They gonna do that. But you got the other
yeah.
folks that like that's not my level. I'm gonna go on and hit these slot machines, and we'll just be in touch throughout the evening, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at this. Vic Fangio wants to play it safe. To me, he's a slot guy. He's a slot machine guy. He wants to play it safe, and he knows he has the backing from the new GM, right? Because that's he brought him in.
Yeah.
Sure, they had conversations about this.
Yeah.
Whereas with Drew Lock, you don't get the consistency because he's still raw, he's still young, but he can throw that. He can sling that pill now. He can sling that pill, but he just ain't quite there yet. And that's honestly why I think he lost the job, for those reasons. Y'all have at it.
You mind if I go first? So last week the podcast imploded when I brought up the Jerry Jeudy topic, and so look, why isn't Aaron Rodgers the quarterback for the Broncos right now? Because I'm looking at Bridgewater's numbers from last season. He played 15 games. He started 15. 492 attempts, 340 completions, 69% completion percentage. You look at that and you say, all right, that's cool, right? That's good. Good decision making, stuff like that. You go to the yards, 3,733 yards. All right, it's not great. It's not 4,000 plus, but decent. Then you look at the touchdowns, 15 touchdowns. When he was with the Vikings, man, he had back-to-back years with 14s. So this kid has never had 20 touchdowns ever, right? Like, he's never had a season where he's throwing 20 touchdowns. So his ceiling is in the teens. I'm not liking it, man. Did they make the right decision in the starter? I think they did, because I've seen Drew Lock play. I've seen bad quarterbacks play in this league. His decision-making is horrible. He has the physical tools, but the decision-making is not there. He makes horrible decisions with the ball, and the ball is the most important thing. So if you're not protecting the ball, man, you're not going to be able to play. So as far as the starter situation, that's very interesting what you said about the GM, because now it seems like they're just playing him because of familiarity, or who the GM is comfortable with, and it's come down from on high that Teddy's got to play. But I don't know. I just hate the quarterback situation over there overall. I don't know what kind of leash they have on Teddy, but from a decision making point of view, I can see why they started him. I don't like it for the Broncos though, because he's not going to throw more than 15, 16 touchdowns. I mean, his career has shown us this so far. Drew Lock in 13 games last year had 16 touchdowns. So it's kind of the same thing, man. 16 touchdowns, 15 picks. Teddy Bridgewater had 11 picks. So, yeah, Denver, I don't know what kind of quarterback play they're going to get over there, man. But, Jay Weave, you can have it, man. I don't like it either way, but I see why they went with Teddy Bridgewater. Is just from the decision-making point of view.
I seen stand alone on this. I think it was horrible. I think Vic Fangio has showed he can coach, but I think he's better served as a defensive coordinator.
Right.
And I don't think this. I don't know what his decision came from, but if he made this decision, it was horrible, man. I think you know what you got in Teddy. I don't think I know you know what you have in Teddy. He's not even the middle. He's not in the middle of the pack. He's
at the bottom.
He's at the bottom, man.
Yeah,
so I seen this guy over and over and over with Carolina last year. In between the 20s, he was good. They got to the red area, he sucked.
Right.
He struggled.
15 touchdowns.
They couldn't get in the end zone. If y'all remember, There's one game that stuck out with me. That defense showed up that night. I think that was the best game they played defensively. They was on Aaron Rodgers and them ass. That was a prime time game.
Yeah. I remember.
And they should have won. They should have won that game.
He played pretty good in that one.
But
yeah.
No.
You sure?
The red area, he couldn't get touchdowns. They were steady kicking field goals, and they was in the red zone plenty of times. Check it out. Check the stats up on it so we can get on this. But he struggled to score points, and I think that's what it's all about. I mean, I'm going with the youngsters. If it's close, I'm going with the younger guy, man. I'm not going with a guy that I already know. He didn't got people fired.
Yeah.
So that's what's gonna happen here.
That's why it makes sense what Kevin said, right? About the GM thing.
Yeah. By them going. By them exactly.
Yeah.
By them going with Teddy B.
Yeah.
That lets you know they're going to be in the quarterback business next year.
Yeah. You think it's going to be Rodgers?
Could be. It could be Watson. They'll have some options.
Okay.
If Watson can get through his legal issues, but Drew Lock, excuse me.
Yeah.
Drew Lock, man, I think superior arm talent. He got some juice on the ball.
Mm.
His decision making is horrible at times, but he's young. Hadn't played a lot of pro football, and I don't have no bias here. I just think that you go younger and you make sure you need that position because the guy's only going to get better with reps. And I know you don't have time as a coach. You're trying to put the best player out there. But, I mean, how good do you think you're going to be with Bridgewater?
Yeah.
The guy can't convert turnovers into touchdowns because they would be pretty good on defense. But if he can't convert them into TDs, man, and you kicking field goals, you just spinning your wheels, man. So I thought the signing was bad from Jump Street. I didn't think they need to go that route, man. If you're gonna go all in, if they wanted Rodgers, they should have knocked the pack of socks off. I'm not saying they didn't.
Yeah.
But it take two to tangle. But I think if you would have really overpaid for Rodgers, I think they would have traded him.
Yeah.
I don't get it with going with Teddy, man. And I will say this to end it. I always had this feeling whoever got that job wasn't gonna hold it for long. So maybe that's their point. I think whoever got it first,
right,
they not gonna end up being the quarterback. So maybe that's they way of thinking, man. I'm not sure. Not in the regime, trying to where we can get information, but it was guys that was at the Bronco camp that was reporting. That's pretty credible. Benjamin Albright was one of those guys that said Drew Lock clearly beat him out. He would have never thought Bridgewater would have got the job. He said he had more touchdowns and fewer interceptions when you talk about camp and preseason.
Right.
He said he didn't get it, and he said more superior arm talent, which we all know that. So it just lets you know they're going to be in the quarterback business next year. So Denver will be booming. And we got to pay attention because it did happen. They passed on Justin Fields.
Right.
And they took the corner. So, hey.
A couple things you said, Kevin, if you allow me here, that I'm, listening to you there, that's why it's good to have these types of discussion, man. If they would have went with Drew Lock, it would have been, they could have had best of both worlds, right? Because you give the young guy an opportunity to get better and see if he's getting better. And if he doesn't, if he's playing horribly, you still have the option to go to Teddy Bridgewater. But I don't see how if you start from Teddy and then you go to Drew and then you see he's playing bad, you go back to Teddy, right? It never really works that way. So I think, in these cases, sometimes you got to let the young guy take his lumps and see if he's actually showing progress. Because, Kevin, thank you for that point with the GM. I see why. Teddy,
I mean, and again, I mean, whether we like it or not, agree with it or not, this is just strictly my opinion based off of all the years of football I've watched and just how this thing rolls. Vic Fangio needs to win football games. Okay, so we all understand who. Well, at least we seem to all agree that Locke should have been the choice. I think it's pretty clear to us. But in a situation like this, I don't agree with it. But I'm the type of dude. I'm gonna put the best player out there, the guy that has the most upside, and we gonna roll. And we gonna coach this dude up. We're gonna do whatever it is that we can possibly do to make this guy productive on the football field. And I just personally, like I said, there was two agendas here that really haven't been talked about. One, this new GM, he was brought in. That was John Elway's guy in Locke. He bringing in Teddy, and he's got familiarity with him. When he was with Minnesota, and then you got Vic, who really, for real, man, his job ain't guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, man. Whether people want to acknowledge it or not, man, you getting paid to win football games, and the fans don't care how you get it done. They want to see them wins, and you got to score points in this league, bro. So with Teddy, good luck.
What does that do? What does that do for Locke confidence wise?
It can't be good.
It can't be good, and to put something on what you just said, Kevin. That GM ain't tied to Vic Fangio. Shit. He probably already got. He probably out when he took the job.
Right.
Hey, John, not rocking with this motherfucker over here.
Right.
Right. Hey, I already hollered at who I really want.
What? Who I really want?
Have
your suitcase packed and ready. Ready for you to call.
Yeah, man. So man, the behind the scenes in the NFL, man, is pretty wild, man, and it is some backdoor deals, man. That's when guys take jobs as far as coaches, head coaches, that they already know who they want, and GMs when they take the jobs, they already have a group assembled, just waiting for the pieces to fall in place.
That's right.
Hey, yeah. So, Kev, I was looking at the topic. Let's talk about a little more spicy QB competition. This Mac Jones versus Cam Newton. So I'm sure everyone knows. If you didn't, there was some misunderstanding with some COVID protocols and bylaws that were put into in the NFLPA's COVID protocols. So Cam Newton left the facility and went to do something that was authorized by the team. But when he came back, there's a 5-day grace period, or quarantine period, if you will, where he has to stay out. So he's not eligible to get back to practice till tomorrow. Now the media had asked Ben Roethlisberger, Bill Belichick, if the absence of Cam will affect the QB competition, and I think Bill's short answer was, I don't see how it doesn't. So and all over Twitter today I saw was 35 or 40 for Mac Jones, including 18 straight completions or whatnot. So I don't know what that means. But man, Jay had said like Monday that they were going to screw Cavs. So I don't know. Start off with Jay.
Hey, man, you can completely see how the hell is it? A miscommunication. Mm-hmm. He went to a team doctor's appointment away from the facility.
Right.
So how the hell, y'all don't have everything lined out on what he can and can't do? Shit just sound fucked up to me, but that's it, neither here or there. But as far as I read some quotes, man, from some guys, man, talking about you aren't a real leader if you're a quarterback and you haven't got the vax. I think that's pretty strong, but
Wow.
yeah, man, it's like
Wow.
Cam. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Real.
That was Mr. Clarence
Ooh.
Hill. Yeah,
Yeah.
he came hard with that, bro. I think people are getting on edge with this shit, man, and rightfully so, man, because you're not just affecting yourself,
Yeah.
you're hurting others,
Right.
and they talking about the team. So
That's right.
I'm not gonna get into the medicine shit, man, with this vax, non-vax. You know, you either on one side or the other. You know, but it can't be good for Cam, man. This guy is seizing the moment. He has a opportunity right now. He sees some light, and shit, he lit it up today at practice. I seen at one point in time, say Mac threw back-to-back TDs, and he was 21 or 23.
Yeah, and a
Against-
50-yard bomb, something like that too. Yeah.
And against the Giants starting defense,
Yeah.
Right.
and he completed 14 consecutive passes.
Yeah.
So I mean, he what and the streak ran all the way up to 18 in a row
Yeah.
completions from Mac Jones. So the guy sees the moment, man, and I don't think it's any good gonna come out of this with Cam. You know, I just but one thing about it, hey man, Bill, you can push all your chips to the front
Yeah.
and ride with this guy. It can burn you.
Yeah.
Bill got to be careful too, because you got a veteran that's played in this league, been to a Super Bowl, been an MVP of the NFL. Got to be careful. He know how to win games. He know the moment. You know, he knows the game. Arm might not be what it once was, and I think his arm is going. This is going to be it for Cam as far as I think this is the best his arm going to get. We're not going to be able to make any more excuses with where his shoulder was fucked up. We know Cam had been hitting that shoulder and rolled down into the ground, and the shoulder is messed up. But I think this is as good as it's going to get for him. It's not going to get any better, you know. So, man, I hope Cam can ride that horse, because I love watching Cam play, man. He's a phenom, you know. Never seen a quarterback that big take on those kind of hits and love doing it. Didn't complain, you know. So, man, I hope he can get it together, but this is not good for Cam. It's a bad situation.
What you think, Kev?
Hey man, I don't really have much to add. JJ hit it, bro. This is a problem, man. Cam in trouble, man. Real talk, bro. He in trouble, man. Because I mean, and I get like you know this vax thing is understatement to say it's polarizing right now. But the NFL is clear, man. Whether people agree with it or not, they have made it clear. You must get vax, and if you not, you test positive, you not playing.
Right.
Not
and also this is a perfect illustration of what can happen, the competitive advantage of
being
vaxxed, right?
Because especially at the quarterback position. And let's just be real, man. Your quarterback is the leader. He is the leader. That's just what it is. He's the leader. And if this guy refuses to get the vax, he has a constitutional right not to do it. He does. But the NFL say, look, you know, Bill Belichick, any head coach is like, look, man, your teammates are looking at you like, well, look, dude, we done lost you. Now, this is just a preseason. But again, for Cam, you want a 1-year deal. Bro, you trying to get paid again. You're trying to flip this into either becoming a starter for another year or two for New England, which obviously you don't jeopardize that greatly, or you know you're auditioning to be a quarterback for another team. We talked about Denver. if he plays, talking about Cam, and he plays well this year, maybe Denver would be interested. There's always going to be teams interested in quarterbacks that produce, that are solid. So he has a place in this league, but this man wants to be a starter, and he's looking to get another payday. So
he's auditioning.
Yeah,
he's
you're
auditioning,
and you can't afford not to be in playing game in practice and getting these reps. You can't afford it. Your teammates are looking at you. Your coaching staff is looking at you, and everybody across the league is looking at this. So he's put himself in. Well, let me rephrase that, because I don't know. Because I agree with Jay. There's something kind of funky about this whole thing and how that whole thing developed. So let me. Now I'm not gonna ride on Cam because I don't know all the facts. But the bottom line is this: he in trouble, bro. He in trouble. Yeah. That dude is in trouble, man. I think if this had not happened, I'm pretty confident in saying that Cam would be starting. He would be the week 1 starter in the regular season. But because this has happened, now you don't let this young man come in here and then he shot. Now I will say this too, real quick. I wish I could have seen this practice today on these 11-on-11, because I need to know what the hell is going on with the Giants, where you letting this dude come in and he done completed 35 or 40 passes and 18 passes in a row. But that's a whole nother story. But that dude in trouble, man. Cam in trouble. I'm pulling for him. But I don't. If I was putting money on Vegas right now, whether or not he'll be the starting quarterback week 1, dude, I'm putting the money on Mac Jones as of today. I'm putting it on Mac Jones as of today.
I might have lucked out and not drafted Zach Wilson, man.
And this was the statement from the New England Patriots. It says, quote, "On Saturday, Cam Newton traveled to a club-approved medical appointment that required him to leave New England area. He received daily COVID tests, which were all negative. Due to the misunderstanding about tests conducted away from the NFL facilities and as required by the NFL/NFLPA protocols, Cam will be subject to a 5-day entry cadence process before returning to the facility. Cam will continue participating virtually in team activities and return to the club facility on Thursday, August 26th. Mm-hmm. End quote.
Jay, that just makes me I have to go there, man. It just makes me believe that once again, this is an example of an NFL club. You either what was the miscommunication? If this isn't an approved, facility to get the testing, what was the communication problem? What's the problem here? And then, so when you ask Bill Belichick, will this jeopardize his opportunity? If the Patriots did not convey whatever this miscommunication was to Cam, then they should step up
and take the hit for it.
And that man should not be judged, ultimately based off of this for his lack of availability, because it's on you. Now, on the flip side of that, if they did communicate something to Cam clearly, because I'm still not clear, Jay, what you read, what's the problem? If this is an approved facility, what happened? What wrong?
Exactly.
It sounds from reading it. It was from from the New England Patriots, and then Ian Rappaport put it out. But it sounds to me that it didn't align with the NFL and the NFLPA protocols. So, like if you always remember what the key phrases was for the NFL, that if you was not vaxxed, you was gonna go through holy hell. Right. Your life was gonna be unbearable without getting a shot and getting COVID. They was gonna fine you a ridiculous amount of number. I think it was like $14,000. for violations of the protocol.
Right.
It was 14,000 and some change, and you was gonna have to eat by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you weren't gonna be able to do shit with the team. You know, you was gonna have to have your mask on all the time, daily testing. It was a lot of hoops these guys, was gonna have to jump through. So that's why I thought like with the grips tighten up like that, they was gonna have to, make a decision and pick a struggle, as one time would say.
Yeah.
Pick a struggle. You either gonna get this damn jab,
Mm-hmm.
or you gonna go through hell, man. And as of now, it seemed like he's being punished
Crazy.
by the public for not getting vaxxed, and the team is kind of punishing him.
Yep.
And throwing him out to the wolves
Mm-hmm.
for the public to eat his ass up because he didn't get vaccinated, bro.
Yeah. Can I say something? Like, I never shared this with you guys, but I don't. I think it was in the Athletic. I don't subscribe to that. That service, but I think Greg Doyle. Maybe you came across it, Jay. Greg Doyle had wrote an article, man, about Carson Wentz, where the title of it something was like, please let Jacob Eason win the starting job over Carson Wentz. And that was the title, but when you read the article, it was all about Carson Wentz not being vaccinated,
Right.
and being the leader. And I think these media people and whatnot are there. Why can't they keep their personal choices and opinions and stuff out of what they do as far as work? Because I'm like, this guy, man, when I was younger and watching football, I never cared about this stuff. I guess it's me just getting more mature, man. But I'm starting to wonder, like, how these athletes function sometimes with these with these beat writers, with some of the stuff they write and whatnot, man. And then they want to come and ask you questions after games and whatnot, and it's that and the third, and you write something like that.
That's why a lot of them guys be heated, bro, and and they don't fuck with certain people, bro, because they didn't just, it ain't about ball. It's like, it's personal.
Yeah.
Or it's, it's your values, what you trying to put on me.
Yeah.
What I don't believe in.
Right.
You trying to put me in the same category with you, but if I'm not doing what you deem to be right, well, you casting me off. But then after the game, you want to come stick this mic in my face after you done wrote this motherfucking big ass piece on me,
Yeah, and when I have one-on-one sit downs and for me to talk to you and whatnot, now I understand what Mark Lynch is doing and all that, man. More and
that's how they get these guys, on the slick. Yeah. That's how these motherfuckers get them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's how they get the players back.
Yeah.
You ain't want to fuck with me,
Yeah.
When I was trying to do a goddamn article on your ass, or I was trying to do this interview.
Yeah.
But like, damn, dude, what, you act like I'm not human. Yeah, I might make a bunch of money, but you act like I'm not human and I don't got feelings and shit like that. So, man, them guys feel the way they feel because they know you didn't screw me over a bunch of times. I might have gave you a pass, but you didn't fuck me over so many times. What the hell I'm gonna do a one-on-one interview with you for?
Yeah. Man, for the first time since I've been a football fan, I saw that article and it made me cringe, man, because I'm like, wow, this guy just got there. He's trying to rehabilitate his career. And he's dealing with this adversity of this foot injury, and this is what you write because he's not vaccinated. That's crazy, but
and then that shit with from Clarence, man.
Yeah,
Cowboys beat writer, man. You're not showing leadership if you don't get the jab. Like,
that's crazy.
Hey, man,
they are pressuring the hell out of these players, man. They are, and I mean it. And then the privacy with this, there is no privacy, bro. It's just not happening. So I'm gonna tell you this real quick, and then we can move on, or whatever. But in the case of Cam, man, now just from Cam's perspective, worst case scenario, he is not named the starting quarterback week 1. It goes to Matt Jones. Now, I'm telling you, I'm making a prediction here. I don't know if it'll be Cam in that particular hypothetical situation. It could be Cam, and I guarantee you there are going to be other players throughout the season where something similar is going to happen. It may not be the quarterback, but there will be a player or two here and there that is valuable to a particular team, and he's not going to be available. And, you know, we know with social media and how all this works and just the media in general, how they blow things up, and the court of public opinion will you know, try you and roast you. But I would like to see one of these players, as an example, like a Cam, step up and say, man, look, bro, this is what it really is. Now, that obviously, in his case, that puts him even in a more precarious position. But I don't know, man. At some point, if you know you have been wronged, but they want to silence you in situations like this. And so at some point, when do you as a man say, you know what? I'm not letting this ride. Yeah, fuck this. I'm not letting this ride. I'm about to put him out there. I'm about to put exactly what happened and put him on blast. Now, again, if that's on Cam or if there's somebody else, you know, and you really know you screwed up, or you know it was on you ultimately, then yeah, you need to shut the fuck up. But if you know these clubs are kind of hanging you out to dry, man, some of these players, man, and I'm not saying it's easy. It's not, because your bread is on the line, your reputation is on the line, and I get all that, but I would like to see, man, you know, some of these dudes step up, man. If you know you've been wrong, you have to call that shit out, man. Because if you don't, this will be repeated again. Right. But we'll see how it goes.
Y'all kind of feel like, do y'all feel like he's in a in that kind of place, like in his career wise and age wise, like where he could be like, well, fuck it, I'm out, you know, and really speak his truth, because he got money, you know. I think the only thing would stop him with this situation, though, in my opinion, is Dollar Bill. He got a lot of respect for Bill Belichick, so I don't think he would want to do him like that. But it comes to a point in time where you say, man, fuck it, enough is enough. And he can be like, at that point in time, like, man, it ain't gonna work. You know, how many guys you done seen later on in their career that went to the Patriots, didn't work out, and then after that, they was out the league.
Yeah, they out the league. Yeah,
you know,
it could be a blessing or a curse.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
Real shit.
Yeah. I guess it depends on if Cam is done. Does he want to be a backup around the league? Does he get an opportunity to start somewhere else if he loses this situation to Matt Jones? So,
do you think it's a landing spot for him?
I don't know, man. Unless he wants to be a backup, he'll get a job anywhere if he wants to be a backup. But if he's insisting on getting a starting job, it might get hairy for him. Yeah. I don't know if anyone who's watching this podcast, man. We've been having guys dropping in and out. I've just been we just been continuing the conversation. I'm about to add Prince back in here though. So
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, man. But yeah, we ain't done with the QB talk yet. So the Taysom Hill Jameis situation. Prince, you back on time to touch on this one, man. But I'm gonna start with Kev again though. Kev, man, did you think from what you saw on that blitz, did Jameis get that ball off in time for that touchdown to Callaway, man? Does that solidify the job for him?
That's Jameis' job, bro.
Yeah.
Jameis is the better quarterback, man. And then this nonsense that I saw this afternoon about Taysom Hill talking about he got his chest out and he flexing like, look, man, I'm playing. I want to play quarterback. I'm here to play quarterback in this league. And if I can't play it here, then I'll have to go somewhere else. And that's just what it is.
Sound like he's getting some bad news. Maybe, yeah. So.
Bro, sit the hell down. You lucky you got that $20 million, bro.
Right.
Shut the hell up, homie. Jameis Winston is the better quarterback. We know about his issues. We know what that's about. But Jameis, that's his job, bro. I already knew it before preseason. That's his job. But dude, he's done nothing to show me that he is not the better quarterback.
Yeah.
And let's just be honest, bro. I'm not shitting on Taysom Hill, but dude, you are not on Jameis Winston's level when it comes to the quarterback position. You're not. And I get, again, the pick thing that's never going to go away for Jameis. He did that shit. So it is what it is. But bro, he's the better quarterback, man. Better arm. He's just a better arm talent. He's won in this league. The man is. Did he throw for how many yards? Like close to 5,000 or some shit like that.
He threw over 4.
Over 4. Yeah. Sure. So I mean, the dude can play, man. He's goofy to me. Real talk. He goofy to me, but that don't really have nothing to do with on game day when you on that football field, man.
Oh, just so you know, you asked the question. In 2019, he threw for 5,000.
Yeah. So, Taysom Hill really can miss me with that. And just shut up, bro. Just shut the hell up. That's all I got, man. I ain't got much after that, bro. Jameis is the better quarterback, period.
You think about who you think should start in New Orleans, man?
Oh, man, everybody knows Jameis Winston. History was our research. Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise had a man named Doug Williams. Left there, went to the Washington Redskins, won a Super Bowl. You had Steve Young, left Tampa Bay, went to San Francisco, rest is history. Even Benny Testaverde left that motherfucker, went to Cleveland, career, went to the New York Football Jets. Damn, it was an AFC championship.
Yeah.
And what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. The only person that changed the dynasty and changed the history over there to walk in there in Tampa Bay is Tom Terrific, that motherfucker there. But let's be real. Taysom Hill is a gimmick. Taysom Hill is a scam, a sham god-ass quarterback. And you got a real prolific quarterback that can get the ball and run the offense the way Sean Payton draws it up. You know what I'm saying? They can get the ball down the field and have Devin Henderson type situations again over there. Needle on quarterbacks been over there for the last 5 or 6 seasons. Okay? So let's stop with the bullshit over there. Okay? So you want to compete? You're not competing with Taysom Hill. Okay? With Tampa Bay. You're not competing, man. So do what's right for the football team. Do what's right for the New Orleans fan base, and give yourself a competitive chance to even battle up against Tampa Bay. You want to run Taysom Hill out there? Man, get ready to pick top 10 in the damn draft then.
Yeah. I like it. Prince,
maybe they want that. What up? No, maybe they want that quietly.
Nah,
you break it up, Prince.
I think this is
you got it, Jay.
This is on Peyton's resume, man. He can't. I always and I'm gonna stick to what I said. I think it was last week or week before. The player's gonna tell you who should be on the field. All you gotta do is watch them. Yeah. Watch them on that sideline. Watch them on that field. Watch the interactions with them and the coaches. Oh, they'll let you know who should be quarterback. And I think they know Jameis gives them the best chance to win. I don't think it's even close. I don't think Taysom Hill could outdo Jameis on his worst day. And I'm not pumping up Jameis, but the man has threw for over 5,000 yards, and he threw for 30 touchdowns. We know he had the 30 picks, but the guy been playing quarterback ever since he was in Pop Warner. So he's just more natural at it, and he's better at it. Got a strong arm. His decision making is just bad at times. Taysom will just only give you an option with his legs because he will be able to escape the pocket and do a little maneuvering. But Jameis can maneuver in the pocket and get out. He'll do a little running, So I just think, man, you sign the guy, you sign Jameis, you sign Taysom, you let him duel it out. Man, that dude was throwing some badass football, some dimes out there on Monday Night Football this past Monday. So,
Yes, sir.
I think he took control of that opportunity he had and seized the moment. So, no doubt, he deserves to be the quarterback.
He's playing with the best coach he's ever had, right?
Oh yeah, and Peyton's job is to put Jameis in the best situations. I'm not saying Bruce didn't. I'm not saying the other coaches didn't previous to Dirk cutting them. I'm not saying they didn't, but you can't force your philosophy on the quarterback when you know that's not what he's good at doing.
Yeah.
Peyton put him in the best situation. If you know the deep ball is where he makes a lot of mistakes, but you just want to take a couple of shots a game because you got to keep the defense honest, well, do that. But don't. Bruce Arians had that dude dropping back, man, shit. Deep outs, deep digs. They was just chucking and ducking out there. That ain't his game.
Right.
And they got a good offensive line. They got a good defense, pretty good defense. They just need to limit his turnovers, and the Saints are being a bunch of games.
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't do this a lot, but I'm actually prepared to go out on a limb, man. I like what I saw from Jameis, man. He looks more mature, right? If looks mean anything, like he looked like he's taking this thing seriously, man. He doesn't look like the same old goofball that we used to see on the sideline down there in Tampa, man. So I actually like it. I like what I see from the guy, man. I think will he cut the turnovers down? That's to be seen. But everything you said, I agree with, and I think we're going to see a more mature Jameis Winston. I'll just say that. What does that equate to as far as wins and losses? That's to be seen on Sundays. But I like Jameis as a starter, man. It's obvious to me when they got him down there, that was the plan. So we lost Jay, but I guess he'll be back. So but yeah, Kev, you want to wrap up the quarterback talk or?
No, I mean, did we forget anybody? Any battle?
I think we did. We did forget one.
Who did we forget? Oh,
yeah,
Jimmy G and Trey.
Yeah, Trey Lance. Yeah, we got to touch on that a little bit, man.
We do need to touch on this.
Yeah.
Now, this is one that I've really been following, and I'm lightweight. I don't want to use the word fascinated, but highly interested in. Okay, so I got a couple of things I'm gonna throw out to y'all. So one, these coaches, man, these organizations be so full of shit. It's amazing. So when they drafted Trey Lance, and we know the fodder that has been bantied about in regards to Jimmy Garoppolo and so it's like, okay, you don't draft Trey Lance at number 3 overall. You don't trade up for this dude and then try to run. At least not to me, you're not gonna run that. We gonna sit him. He's more than likely not gonna play. The first year. Start. This is still Jimmy G's team. So this is what Kyle Shanahan was running. So he's running. PR 101. Right. Yeah. So then about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, I get up in the morning, like mid-morning, and I eat my breakfast, and I read, we're going to go ahead and let Trey Lance go on and get some reps in with the first team. So I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna make a big deal about it, but I raised the eyebrow. I said, I wonder where we go. I wonder if this is it. Is this the moment here? Then you get the reports from the beat writers and you get the comments. Oh, he still got a long way to go. There's still Jimmy G team, but we love what we got. We know what we got. We're excited, but there's still Jimmy team. Now, every week, bro, Trey Lance is out there getting his opportunities.
Yeah.
And, now this is what I want to ask y'all. So, if you watched in these preseason games, tell me what y'all see. I believe that Trey Lance will be the starting quarterback for the 49ers. Now, I'm not willing to say today that he'll be the starter week 1, but that dude will be the starter much sooner than later. Because what I'm seeing, I don't see a lot of difference in regards to, like, I'll take this raw, young, talented Trey Lance over Jimmy G, bro. And I agree with Jay, man. The players tell you who it should be. Now, I know one of Jimmy G's biggest supporters has been George Kittle. Mm-hmm. But if you pay attention to his comments, dude, regardless of how much you pound your chest for Jimmy G, your opinion is just that, an opinion. You ain't calling shit over here. And quite frankly, if they do make the switch to week 1 with Trey Lance as being the starter, bro, I don't think Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, I don't think any of those dudes are going to have a problem with it, bro. That dude is talented. That young man is talented. And Jimmy G can play, but I don't know, man. When you kind of flame out in that Super Bowl the way he did, and it wasn't all on him, but damn, dude, Kyle Shanahan can dial up a fucking offense, man, and he's a hell of a play caller, man, and Jimmy G just flat out shit the bed, bro. He had him. He had him open, and he opened his brother, man. And it's things like that, man, that just you never get over. You just, as an organization, you never get over it. So I'm rocking with Trey Lance, bro. I think I'm gonna say, for sure that he will be the starter. And I honestly think, man, my gut is he gonna be the starter week 1, bro. I think he done took that man's job. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Well,
Jay, go ahead, Prince.
Yeah, man, this is 2012 all over again. Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick, 10 times better though. Yeah, it's going to be a week 4 pool of Garoppolo. About rhyme, I didn't try to do it. But listen up. What's wrong with some of these cats, man? Somebody told me a long time on Sirius Radio that one throw don't make quarterback play. I told him, you a damn lie. And I ain't finna name it. Because now it just came up to pass. One throw do make him break a career in San Francisco. Better ask Montana about the catch, and ask Garoppolo about overthrow. One is one, and I ain't saying Garoppolo. Well, we know Garoppolo, and that's to give you a tidbit. I was sitting in the truck stop before that drive. Told them truckers in there, we're gonna find out if Jimmy G got a sprinkle of Montana in it. Well, we seen 7 plays later after that damn commercial that he don't. So they had to go get Trey Lance over there so they could run that system the way Shanahan want to run that system. And Shanahan done had mobile quarterbacks before. Remember when he had RG3's rookie of the year? Well, hell.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. So he got his guy now. He gonna get his guy that he drafted. Not no guy he picked up from some other motherfucker off a scrap heap. Because, even though Bill Belichick wanted to keep him, but it is what it is. But at the beginning of this year, it's all about Trey Lance over there. I saw him. He was struggling with some throws. intermediate throws a little bit, but when it's time to get the ball outside the numbers, and it was time to be a prime time player, he did make plays. So he got the natural ability to get it done. And with Kyle Shanahan running that system that he been running, that taught by his old man, he'd be all right. Trey Lance is great hands and good hands over there with Shanahan.
Go ahead, Link. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say, man, we Prince on the road, man. He's calling on the cell phone. We are happy to have him, but every now and then he might get a little jarbled, a little body, but he's with us tonight, and we're happy for that. But go ahead, Jay.
Now, just I think Prince and Kevin, both of them nailed it. What I see from Trey Lance is love his deep ball, love his big play ability. I know what he can bring you in the run game, but his deep ball accuracy is pretty damn good, and that's what gets you excited about him. Chunk play ability. He does need work on his short to intermediate. He threw some balls behind some guys, and that's gonna take reps. He hadn't played a lot of college ball. I think he only started 15 games, 14 games, somewhere around now. But he needs to play a little bit more. But I can see Jimmy G starting off. You look at the first 3 weeks, they got at the Lions, at the Eagles, then at home versus the Packers. I don't see Trey starting off those 3 weeks. I could see week 4 versus Seahawks at home, or you can see the Arizona game at Arizona week 5. But if Jimmy starts off really, really rocky, I think he goes right in, and that'll be it. But I think what we've seen during draft night, the pick told you Trey Lance is the future, and it's the inevitable that is going to happen. And they should have traded Jimmy G last year.
Agreed.
I don't think you could like you putting him out there for him to shine, and so you can get somebody to bite. I think that ship is sailed, so they missed a window of opportunity right there. So my thing is you might as well go ahead and go with the movement. As far as week 4, I would play him against Seattle. I wouldn't play him first unless they feel like he can get off to a good start against the Lions. That'd be a good tune-up game.
Who did you say they played
with? Tune-up game at the Lions at Detroit. Detroit Lions, yeah, and then they go to Philly. Hey man, that'll be a great headliner right there. Trey Lance and
Jalen Hurts.
Good headline right there. Two brothers going at it. Be very good. Headline. But hey man, the movement is here. 49er fans, buckle up. You pick that guy, and I know some 49er fans that's excited. They want Trey Lance, so I think you're gonna get him sooner rather than later. Just hold up. The movement is on.
Yeah, the Shanahans, they're being very coy with who the starter is going to be, man. I seen something on Twitter today. They're being vague again, but I mean, they're in a win-win situation here. I mean, they could start Trey Lance from week 1, or they could go to Jimmy and then pull Jimmy. So I think they'll make the right decision for him. And like you said, eventually it's going to be Trey Lance's job at some point this season. I don't think Jimmy G, even if he starts, is long for the job, man. There's going to be a short leash on that guy if he starts week 1, because they done seen who he is. They done gave him a bunch of money. He ain't never. He took him to a Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure they're grateful for that, but I think they haven't really gotten what they invested in him. So I think it's going to be Trey Lance's job eventually. It's just a matter of when. He could start week 1, man.
And then another thing with Jimmy G, man, he stays hurt, man. Every year is something, you know.
Yep.
So,
Right.
man, I just to me, I could go Lance week 1 and just ride it out. You know, the thing that's going with Shanahan and John Lynch, they tied to the hip. They both signed
Yeah.
extensions. They ain't
Mhm.
going nowhere. So,
Exactly.
hey, bro, go with it.
Go for it.
I mean, shit. Why wait? If Trey Lance, if it's close, I'm a firm believer. Go with the younger guy, man. Jimmy G been in the league too long. It is what it is, you know, and just cut your losses because you missed the window to trade that guy.
Mhm.
I think if you knew, everybody thought Mac Jones was going to the 49ers. I didn't believe that. I said it was Trey the whole time because I knew Trey was a better fit, but I just felt like he was a better player. People didn't want to get on that train because they hadn't seen him play. I seen him play
Yeah.
a couple of times. Every chance he came on TV, I tuned in, but which was twice. But he didn't have the game log as Mac Jones, and he didn't go to Alabama, so I get it. But I just felt like he was the better football player, man. That dude can run the ball, and he built like a tank.
Yeah.
He ain't no little dude. So
Hey, I say this, man. I have every confidence in the Shanahans if they start a rookie quarterback. I have no problem. I don't worry about the Shanahans and how they handle a rookie quarterback. They'll make it easy for him, bro. And with that
Yep.
running
Man,
game,
they had.
yeah.
I always remember the Shanahans had the Denver fans believing in Jay Cutler.
Yeah,
I always
exactly.
remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
I
good
don't
point.
worry about them at
Mhm.
all, man. So, we're gonna segue to our last topic of the evening. Big trade this morning. I think it wasn't like a blockbuster trade, but still a significant trade. We all know Cam Akers went down at the beginning of training camp, and the Rams they got a backfield problem. Darrell Henderson assumed the position of RB1, but he broke his thumb or whatever is going on with his thumb. So, you know, Les Snead and Sean McVay, they felt like they had to make a move. So they went to Dollar Bill, who has a plethora of running backs. They gave up what was it, a fifth and a sixth that could turn into a fourth if the Rams get a conditional pick. So, yeah, I think it was light. These are 2022 picks, so it's nothing crazy. I'm wondering when the Rams are actually going to draft some players, though. That's what I'm wondering, because this team seems to give away all their draft picks all the time. So they're always trading for players. It never ends. And yeah, so they went and got Sony. So I mean, I don't think Sony. I'm out on Sony. I don't think Sony is this spectacular running back, but I guess. But there are huge fantasy implications here. So I mean, we could talk a little fantasy here to wrap up the show, man. So I mean, what do you think? What do you think the timeshare is going to be between these two guys? I see guys on Rotoballer, they're elevating Sony above Darrell Henderson. So I guess that could be the talking point right there. Do you think? Which one of these guys? I mean, we're not giving out fantasy advice, but do you think Sony should be projected above Darrell Henderson at this point, coming into a new situation, man? What do you guys think? Kev, you want to start? Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Start off, Kev.
Well, I would say, I mean, my initial response to the question, Lincoln, is, you know, how long is Henderson going to be out? If, you know, is he going to be ready week 1? Is it week 2, week 3? I mean, we don't really know. So this is kind of like we were talking about earlier with the Cam Mac Jones, a little bit different dynamic, but you'll get my point where I'm going. You know, I'm when you're a player like Darrell Henderson, and you have basically inherited the starting running back job because of the injury to Cam Akers. So now you the man, right? So now you're injured, and let's just say hypothetically he's not available the first 2 weeks, first week or second week, whatever. But he's not available at least week 1, and now you've traded for Sony, the Rams. So Sony comes in there and Sony shines, and then heaven forbid he's out a second week and Sony shines again. Dude, it's never a good thing for a player to lose, your starting job because you're injured. But the reality is, dude, you can lose it. You can lose, that starting job. You can lose significant reps, or snap opportunities. So, Sony, man, I was so excited about Sony when he came out of Georgia, man.
Right.
And unfortunately, because of, the bone-on-bone issue he has in his knee, I mean, that's just something that's never going to go away. He's obviously fought hard, man, to get to the point where he's at right now. I mean, he's put the work and the time in, man, to, rehab and so, he's still, what I saw of Sony to this point, man, he's solid. I don't know that he's probably never going to be, I'm going to say probably, he's not going to be, what we thought he was going to be, more than likely, unless, something really bizarre happens. But, so this offensive line for the Rams, in my opinion, is not the best. It's not the worst, not the best. I just kind of see it this way, Link. What I elevating right now, maybe, but I mean, I kind of see maybe, let's say both players, when both players are healthy, I don't know, man, you might see, I just don't see Sony right now being a guy that's going to just dominate snaps in that offense over Henderson if Henderson's healthy. I just don't see it. And I don't see it, and on the converse, I don't see Henderson dominating snaps over Sony, man. McVay likes to throw this football, but this run game is very important in his offense. So I'm still kind of in a wait and see mode about this. To me, the key really is how long is Henderson going to be out? Mm-hmm. But I like the pickup for the Rams. I like it for the Rams. They didn't sit on their hands and bullshit. So in regards to fantasy, so for all you brothers and sisters out there that was picking up Jake Funk and Xavier Rhodes.
Bums.
Yeah.
Bums.
Yeah, y'all you can hold him on your roster if you want to. But
yeah, shout out Bucko, Jake Funk.
But right now, man, Lincoln, it's just hard for me to give you a definitive because I really need to know, real talk, how long this dude is going to be out. And he may not even be out week 1. Right. Which is fine. I mean, to me, that's even better for the Rams, dude. It could end up being a 50-50 split. I just don't see either one being significantly better than the other, at least at this point. Okay. Y'all tell me if y'all agree or disagree, but that's kind of where I'm at with it, man.
This ain't nothing but another win for the Belichicks. And you got to be weary when Belichick trades certain guys out the organization. They find a desperate football team like the Los Angeles Rams as always is when it comes to deal making. Tell me the last time they won a deal. They always losing in a deal, man. I'm not putting no stock in anything going over there in Los Angeles. It's a Laker town and always will be. The Rams is a waste of time. They're a waste of time, in my opinion, man. They got Boo Boo at quarterback, washed up. When Jay came up in here, hey man, when a wide receiver don't bring you up in the Shrineman speech, you ain't shit, bro.
Damn.
Oh,
hey man,
oh my god.
I'm gonna chill out though. You know, I'm gonna chill
Yeah,
out.
that was good.
That's
what I'm talking about.
That's big. That's big facts, though. Prince.
Yeah,
That's big
Nah,
facts.
I know it. But
that's what I'm talking about, Prince. That's what I need.
Sony Michel, Sony Michel, bone on bone conditions. Okay, Belichick took a bone on bone. We ain't gonna cut no slack over there. But I mean, you doing the shit the Dallas Cowboys do at the linebacker position, at the running back position over there in Los Angeles, picking up damaged goods.
Yeah, damn it.
You trying to replace folks? Yeah, I'm talking about damaged goods. You know, if Belichick give him to you, he ain't worth a goddamn.
He ain't worth shit. Yeah, shit. Yeah, you right.
But I'm gonna let
right
you have
about
it,
that.
I'm gonna outside look. I'm gonna let you have this, man.
Nah,
I ain't got nothing positive
man,
to say about this shit.
You
was on fire, man.
You was hitting on it, man. Shit. I look at it. To be honest, is gonna be a committee. I think that move just told you they like, well, fuck, man. Henderson got hurt yesterday, thumb injury.
Yeah,
they go get Sony today. Yeah, and I think they just said like, we ain't out, but we sure ain't in. You know, you know what I'm saying? You can't hold up. And we've had this conversation, countless in the room, man. And I argue with a bunch of people about Henderson he's not a bell cow. He was always a satellite back to me, man. You know, so it just his frame didn't look like it can take the punishment. And in the NFL when he came out of college, and he had a couple of good games in 2020. He got off 20 attempts. That was his coming out party, really. What, a 12 for 81 week 2, and then week 3 that was against at Philly, and then week 3 he had 20 attempts for 114 yards at Buffalo, and then 8 rushes for 21 yards at home against the Giants, and then he kind of he never surged up past that. He's, so I think they know what they got, man, and they know they can't rely on this guy. He's always in the cold tub, and it's always something. So, but I wouldn't have went and got Sony either. But to shed a little light on Sony, he did look pretty good in the preseason game, and not as far as the play, as far as the productivity, as far as numbers and shit, but watching him putting his foot in the ground, some of the shit I seen him do at Georgia, he did look like he had some live legs out there, man, and that was a damn good job by Belichick putting him out there, showcasing him to the rest of the 31 teams in the NFL, letting you know, hey,
he's available.
You see what he's doing, because I think it was a possibility that Bill would have drove it all the way to the line in final cuts. He might have got cut. Okay. But when that injury happened out with Henderson, it just so happened Bill had already Sony got some run. And he looked like he had some juice, but we know what the fucking knee problem does. The Rams should have knew that, because they had this shit with Gurley, so I'm with Prince. Right. Why the fuck you go get damaged goods when this shit didn't already bit you before? And you giving up drive capital, like, these motherfuckers don't give a damn about no picks, man. They just slanging that shit like it's goddamn fucking like they in a strip club or something, man, making it rain. They don't give a damn, bro, so, but I wouldn't have went and got no old ass, not old ass back, but old as in far as his fucking knee. It's just a matter of time. I mean, maybe, do you keep this guy? Do you try to re-sign him? Because you gave up something that's fourth round pick, man. Yeah. That could turn into a fourth. That's pretty substantial, man. That ain't no chump change. So they gave up some capital to get this guy, and it was clever by Bill Belichick to insert this man in preseason to get him some run, to show that he still got some juice, because with Stevenson coming through,
hey man, I felt like Sony was on the outside looking in.
Right.
And we'll never know unless this shit come out later on down the line. But I was like, shit, man, they ain't getting rid of James White. He was a lot. They ain't getting rid of Harris. They wasn't getting rid of him.
Harris earned the job last year.
Yeah. So and then you had Sony, man, and then you got JJ Taylor over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a little running back,
Scat
but he
back,
got some
satellite back.
Yeah, he
Punt
got
returner.
some pop to him.
Yeah.
You know, so Sony didn't give them nothing on special teams, so it was kind of like he lamed up, you know. So they pimped on the goddamn Rams, as Prince would say, pimped on them, you know. Shit, did they thing, and hey, man, let's see what the Rams goddamn do with it. But I think it's gonna be a committee back there, and I think Sony frame is gonna hold up way more than Henderson frame.
Correct.
So he'll be the early down back, and they'll sprinkle in Henderson as a third down back. So if that's what you're looking for in fantasy, man, you can kind of apply those rules with that, man. And if you need you a guy that maybe get some touchdowns, you know, go with Michel, because he's gonna be the early down and goal line back. And then you need that satellite back that's gonna catch some passes. And I think Henderson might thrive in that role because he won't have so many carries, won't be relied upon so much, fresh legs, and he can go out there and be productive.
Yeah.
You know, so it might work out for the good, man, for both of them. So
yeah, I'll end it by saying this, man. I think if I've seen this before with Sony. I look at Sony, especially with that knee, like Jay Ajayi. I think he has one, maybe two more good seasons left. If what you say is true, though, Jay, about him having a little pop left, he'll definitely be the lead back for the Rams because with the way they like to run those zone schemes and you know, to get that play action going, man, I think he's the guy that can go in there and pound the ball, especially, you know, both inside and outside. I've seen Henderson run; he has a little burst to him, but for those, you know, to take that pounding, man, I think it's going to be Sony, and I think I'm not saying the guys are right by elevating him above Henderson right now, but I think he's the best back they have right now by far. So
agreed.
And don't forget about the pass protection.
Yes,
that's crucial at the NFL level as a running.
That trade was crucial. That was a good trade by the Rams. Even if Henderson didn't hurt his thumb, I think they were going to make a move. So
but let me ask you one quick question.
Yeah,
because I just thought about this. Do you think they rushed the gun? Because I think they probably could have got something for free, not free far as money wise, but giving up
cut down
future capital.
Right.
Cut down, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that might be just as good, if not better than Sony. It's gonna be real interesting to look at that down the road when these final cuts come down to see what running backs is available. Because I think they might have rushed the gun.
Yeah, the only other logical answer for that is they went and got the guy they wanted because maybe with the relationship
or the guy that was available.
Yeah. Maybe they figured like, hey, let's go get a sure thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that relationship with Bill Belichick and McVay means.
I'm gonna tell you what that relationship is.
Yeah,
Bill Belichick. Now remember when the Rams and the Patriots met in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you guys remember how Bill Belichick was praising Sean McVay.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant young coach. Brilliant young coach.
You got to him?
Right? Hey man, we know how this shit go.
Yeah.
We know how this shit go. The old savvy veteran dollar bill, man, butter you up, man. You know, keep them relationships positive and going, man. So if I need to give you a call, give me a call. Hey man, I love what you did this year. Sean, love what you did this year. Yeah. You know, you gonna have a hell of a coaching career in this league. You ever need to talk to me? Come on over, call dollar bill. I got you locked in my cell right now.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate that, sir.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
So
I sent them cufflinks over for Christmas, man. You enjoy those?
hey man, look, this has
Oh,
been a fantastic show. This has been the best podcast we've ever done. I think we're hitting our stride, man. I think we kind of nailing how we want this thing to get done. The conversational aspect of it and whatnot. This has by far been the best one we've done, man. I know when we have a good show going, and I think this has been it. I like to take pride in everything I do, and I put a lot of time and effort, money, and especially energy into trying to get this thing going, man. And last week, I was definitely ashamed of myself afterwards, bro. And the way that shit happened. So yeah, I was, man. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. So, but this is the vision I
right.
have for the podcast, man. This is what I want it to be.
That shit is crazy, Quest.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic episode, guys. Appreciate y'all coming in and giving me y'all time and contributing and whatnot. So look forward to talking to y'all next week, man. Hopefully we'll have some better topics and do our thing, man. We'll have more preseason games being played, and we'll actually be looking forward to the season now. So we'll talk, more about the actual regular season and stop this projection bullshit. So I mean,
Yes,
that's what it is.
sir.
And then I look forward to Jay Weave's handicaps too. So that's gonna be dope.
Got y'all on deck.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we definitely gonna do more fantasy too.
yeah.
As a quick
we can
side
talk.
note before you wrap it up officially, Link.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday, I will be in here, but I'm also going to be participating in Big A's Arena League
Draft.
Agreed to play in this league, so there will be a live draft that I will be participating in, and we're going to see if the old man, the pharmacist, can do two things at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Yeah, that's
interesting.
what's up.
Hey,
Yeah.
the pharmacist, aka the Avatar.
That is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So look, man, we gonna sign off here, man. So we'll be back next Wednesday at 8 p.m. with the GTS
Holla.
Podcast. Take it easy. Have a good night,
Be
people.
easy, y'all.
Yeah.